Hi guys! So today I am going to show you how to do contouring and highlighting. I went ahead and showed you both with cream contouring, and then I set everything with powder and did a powder contouring as well, so you guys know how to do both cream, powder, contouring, and highlighting. And then I did a quick eye makeup with a little bit of a lip just to finish off the look. So this is the final look. And this is the beautiful contour and highlighting. And so if you guys are interested in learning how to do this, please stay tuned and enjoy. The fourth time. So what I'm going to do for you guys today is answer some questions that a couple of you guys have asked me as far as contouring and highlighting goes. We'll start there. I do have like a list of different ideas to give you guys, and I appreciate you guys asking me, and I'm sorry it took so long to get to this point for me to have time to answer, and I hope you guys out. What I'll do, just to answer like the broadness of contour and highlighting, there's so many different ways you can do it and so many different products you can do it with. I'll go ahead and do it with cream first, and then as I'm putting powder on, I'll set it all with powder and do contouring again. It's very extreme look when you do it that way, but I don't recommend it for every day. If you want to wear it for every day, go for it. But if you want something more natural, I would choose one or the other, cream or powder. And then if you want something more dramatic for like photos, or if you're going out and you want to look really chiseled and have a lot going on, then go for it. I mean, even if you wear it every day, it's totally up to you. You know, people can wear as much or as little makeup as they want. I think it's awesome. So I'm going to adjust my beautiful camera so you're a little bit closer to my face. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and start with primer. Right now I'm using all Jane Iredale products pretty much, but I do have other products that I do like to use. I just have been having really weird skin lately, and it's been very sensitive. So what I'm going to start with is, this is the Jane Iredale Smooth Affair for oily skin. It's a newer product they came out with. They always had a Smooth Affair regular primer, which I really enjoy as well, and it looks like this. But I have oily skin, so I wanted to try out the one for oily skin. We'll get started. I have a very pale face and a not so pale body, and I do wear sunless tanner often. Not so much this year because I've been so busy, but we'll just do, I'm going to mix a few different things to make my foundation what I need it to be. So I'm going to go in with a pretty light foundation. This is actually too light for me. This is the Liquid Minerals from Jane Iredale in Radiant. It's almost gone. That's why it's so clear right here. And I'm just going to pump that on the back of my hand. The reason I'm doing a lighter one is because then I'm going to mix it with a shade that's a little tad too dark, but it's yellow based, and right now I have a lot of red scarring on my face, and I want to kind of cancel those out. So I'm going to use Golden Glow. This I have a lot more of. So I'm just going to do like a pump and a half of that, just to make it the right level of color, and then also to help get a little bit more, to tone out the harshness of my redness. And I just put that everywhere. I really like to use a flat top kabuki brush. This is the Sigma flat kabuki F80. It's a pretty well-known brush if you do watch a lot of YouTube videos. A lot of ladies love this. I personally would not use a beauty blender with this type of foundation, because this foundation is a mineral-based foundation, and these little mineral spheres are suspended in a serum, and the serum will get absorbed into the sponge, whereas the minerals won't, which won't make your foundation very even. Contouring with the, it's not my contouring cream. There's a bunch of different ways that you can use cream contouring. There are products out there that are cream contour products, like the one I'm going to be using, which is by Tom Ford. It's the Shade and Illuminate. Let me just open it. Shade and Illuminate. This is the contour cream. This is the highlight cream. And then you can also just as easily use a foundation that's darker, which is what I do with my powder contour. I don't use a contour. I don't use a bronzer. I use a darker foundation color. Just because when I use like a bronzer, they do tend to be a little too orangey. But there are so many products out there now that have the contour and highlighting palettes, which I think are really awesome. I haven't really tried any just because I already have so many products, and honestly, like, money, man, like, it's expensive and there's a lot of products out there, and so I plan on getting some for my kit, just because I'm starting to run out of things for my kit, so I'll have to do a big buy soon. Anyway, for contouring, what I'm doing is taking this dark contouring color and I'm putting it on a small brush. This is an Aveda brush, number 8. I don't really know what it's called. But what you want to do is start at the ear and go down to the corner of the mouth. It will show you and it will help you feel right under that cheekbone. And that's where you want to put the contour. You want to put it right in that spot, which I just totally dotted. So what I do is hold my hair back because my hair gets in everything. And just draw a line. Now you don't want to draw the line all the way down because no one needs shading like that in here. It's just going to make you look old. What you're trying to do is create shape to your face and accentuate the shape of your face, especially if you're going to be taking photos, because photos tend to make you look quite flat. So I bring it down. So then you want to take the contour around the face, especially if you have a bigger forehead, but you do want to connect the shading. So I have a little bit bigger of a forehead, and this just helps make it look a little bit smaller, especially if I'm wearing my hair back. And then I do a really light contour on my nose. I don't really need to like change the shape of my nose. I do have a bump because I have a broken nose apparently. Never used to have this bump. I don't really know when I got it. But some people like to shade the sides if they have a wider nose. There's different things you can do for all different shapes. I don't have a nose that's wider, so I can't show you on me. You can also make a nose look longer. You can make a nose look shorter. And there's a ton of different ways to do that. And the best thing you can do is practice. Get your friends that have different shape faces and noses and eyes, especially, because the best thing you can do is practice on different eye shapes. You're going to get all different types of eye shapes. And the best way to know how to do them is just practice. So then I like to contour underneath my bottom lip. And that just helps make your lip look a little pouty, which I love. And then we're going to go across the jaw. This one I really like. This is a Tom Ford highlighter. It's a highlighting pen, and I really like it. And we'll just use this one because it's easy. And you just highlight tops of the cheekbone. I really like highlighting the forehead. I think it's so pretty. If you have really oily skin and you're not comfortable looking any extra shiny, don't use a lot of highlighter. If you have dry skin, you can use as much or as little as you would like. I love highlighter even with my oily skin, so I just kind of go balls out. And you want to highlight top of the forehead. I just kind of do a C shape. And top of the cheekbones. I like to do a little bit in the center of the nose, and I love to do the tip of the nose. I think the tip of the nose is so pretty. Although it can look a little funny sometimes in photos, so you should be a little careful. The eye, I like to do the inner eye. Now, I will be mixing some of this highlighter right here with concealer, but it's a highlighting concealer, light reflecting concealer. And I like to do the Cupid's bow and a little bit on the chin. I don't conceal anywhere else right now because I don't have anything coming through my foundation, and I don't like to put on more concealer than I need. I don't like to look heavy. I like to look natural. So then, before I blend out, I am going to just put a little bit more, this is Circle Delete from Iredale. So what I'm going to do is take a brush, actually, and I'm just going to take a concealer brush. This is a Sigma F75. Yeah, F75. And I'm going to mix the two colors that are in the Circle Delete, and I'm just going to kind of dot it in between the highlight, or the with blending everything out. And I like to blend all the light places first and then the dark, so that you're not putting the dark on the light. Okay, so this part, I'm just blending everything out, making sure to blend the light areas first and then moving on to the dark areas. And just making sure that there's no harsh lines left. And I'm talking a ton in this video, so I tried really hard to edit everything down so that you guys weren't bored out of your minds. Here I'm just taking some lighter concealer to lighten up underneath that contour. And what's great about cream contouring is if you feel like you got too heavy-handed with putting it on, you just blend it away and keep blending and keep blending, and it will lighten. And that's what's great. Like, if you do that on a client, they don't know what they look like until they're done. So, like, I just keep my clients pointed away from a mirror, because a lot of times if clients can see what you're doing step by step, they don't understand how many steps of layering goes into certain looks, especially like on certain eye looks. They're not afraid to tell you what to do, even though you're the professional. You know, there's definitely people who are like, well, I saw this on YouTube, and so, you know, like, what are you even doing? Because that's not the way I saw it done on this. Or they'll look at a picture and they'll bring in a picture and want a certain look, and they have no idea how much makeup it actually is. So I'm just continuing to add more of a light concealer underneath that contour, just to lighten everything up, chisel it out a little bit more, and blending everything out. It's pretty easy. I am stippling that beauty blender. I am not rubbing it around, even though that's what it looks like. Going back in with a little bit of concealer to re-highlight my nose, and then I'm going to show you guys just highlighting a little bit of my forehead.
I like to do that at the end just to make sure if I have to blend out some of that contour area that it's easier to do. Don't forget your neck and your jawline. It happens to the best of us.
And what I'm going to do really quickly, just to make sure I answer all your questions, I'm going to set everything really lightly with powder in my T-zone area, and then I'll go through and set the contour with a contouring powder, which right now, today, is my jam. I like to use the coffee color in the Jane Iredale pressed powder. This is a back bar. If you bought it on retail, it comes in one of these compacts, which is really cute. They're like pretty heavy, which I've hit pan on everything because I use this stuff like it's my job. It is my job. For S&Gs, shits and giggles, I will lightly set with a powder. So I'm just going to use a really light dusting of pressed powder. This is an e.l.f. Kabuki face brush. It was like $3, so it was really cheap. And I'm just going to really lightly push that in. I'm stippling all over my face. If you don't know what stippling is like really fast motion. And it's going right up and down. There's no movement otherwise. Okay. So then I'm going to set my contour. Now, if you were just doing powder, what you could do is start just where I started with doing a set of powder foundation. Then I would go in with a darker foundation or a contour color. You want it to be more ashy tone than warm tone or orange. This is about as ashy tone as you can get with their foundations from Jane Iredale. And then I'm using just a small contour F05. It's very small. I also really like to use this Aveda Kabuki brush. If I'm just in a hurry, I'll just do like a quick and make it more of like a bronzy contour look than a straight contour. But if I'm going to do a defined contour, I like a smaller brush. And what you're going to do is the same thing. You're going to start from the top of the ear and you're doing a motion down towards the corner of your mouth. Now when you're doing it with powder, you want to make sure that you're going in, but you're not pushing the brush this way. You're pushing the brush upward because you want that color to stay above the brush. You want it to stay on the more upside of your cheekbone, you know, than where we just highlighted that white area, if that makes sense. So, as you can see, that's already like extreme contouring. But I just go through and I push it in, and then I like to soften right up here. I don't do it as extreme, but I soften this just above here and blend it. And then I bring it up to the corners of your forehead.
Make sure just to blend everything over and over again. There's nothing wrong with massive blending. You just don't want any harsh lines, which I'll explain probably in a few moments. And just chisel out that face.
You want to blend enough so that things don't look muddy, so that they don't look splotchy. You don't want anything to look dirty, you know, like you want it to look not natural, because it's not natural, but you want it to look even. You want it to look like a transition that's so smooth people can't tell where your brush is. So then I'm gonna set my T-zone real quick with some setting powder. This is just Amazing Matte setting powder. And I'm only gonna set the matte powder right in my most porous, oily T-zone area, which is all right here. Do my whole face, really. In my chin and my forehead. And I like to use the damp beauty blender. By now it's a little bit more dry. And then I'm going to use a powder highlighter as well. This is the OFRA like brick. It is so pretty. It is so intense and so pretty. You don't need a lot. I actually like to use a fan brush with this because it's so intense. And a little bit goes a long way, so you can really lay it on thick and get some intense highlighting, or you can do a little bit softer of a look. I would usually put blush on right now, which I totally could do, but I'll highlight really quickly. Same thing, tops of the cheekbone, tops of the eyebrow. I like to go up the forehead a little bit. Oh, I just think it's so pretty. Gosh, you guys. And then same with this side. Tops of the cheekbones. Eyebrow. Kind of bring it around a little bit so it connects. Tip of the nose. A little bit on the bridge. Cupid's bow. Shiny mustache, in other words. A little bit on the chin, and then the inners of the eye, which I usually do a smaller brush for this because it's a really tiny area. You can take your finger. You guys notice I'm looking above the lens. It's because my viewfinder is there, so I'm making sure. I'm having so many problems with this thing focusing. So bear with me. So that's it. This is contouring and highlighting. There's a disconnect right now because I haven't done blush, so why don't I do that real quick? And I'll just do a really nice, this is the Smashbox Long Wearing Halo. This is in Warmth, I think. Warm Glow. Warm Glow. Just take a brush. Blush brush. And you want to slightly smile is what I call it. I do very light application. You can always build. You can't take away. So that's it. So that's the look. I love it. On film, I think it looks beautiful. In person, it's a little much. I mean, it blends beautifully. The transition between the highlighting, the blush, the contour, it all looks extremely flowy and natural, but you know, it's more than what I would wear on an everyday basis, but I do love it, and I think it's beautiful for photography, for nights out. You can definitely wear it every day if that's your thing. I'm going to be wearing it all day, so maybe I should do something with my life. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to just quickly do my makeup so that I can do an intro for the video. Let you guys know. I'll do something light.